Good day and mabuhay. We are the Group 1. In my part, I'll be discussing why ecotourism is often considered as the equivalent of sustainable tourism in natural. So, ecotourism is often considered as the equivalent of sustainable tourism because both focuses on protecting nature and helping local communities. So, ang ecotourism, mao ni siya ang klase sa travel nga nagbisita kita sa usa ka natural places. Like for example, mountains, forest, or even sa beaches. Pero, ato ni siya ginabantayan nga dili nato madaot ang environment. Just like sa sustainable tourism, ang mga tourists ginatudloan sila nga mahimong responsable, like not littering, preserving water, and respecting the local culture. So for example, if mga ka sa Bohol's Chocolate Hills, you need to follow eco-friendly rules and support local guides. So by that, naprotektahan nimo ang nature and the locals can earn income. So in short, ecotourism and sustainable tourism have the same goal: to enjoy nature while preserving it to future generations. So mao ni ang giingon nga ecotourism is equivalent siya sa sustainable tourism in natural areas. So that would be all in my part. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'm Jaya Labrador and I am one of the reporter of Group 1. Here is my topic: ecotourism, a subset of nature-based tourism. So, ecotourism is a type of nature-based tourism where people travel to natural places like forests, mountains, and wildlife areas in a responsible way. So, ang ecotourism kay type sa nature-based tourism where ang kanang mga people cannot travel like sa forest, sa mountains, kanang dapat in a responsible way. So it's not just about enjoying nature, it's also about protecting the environment, support local communities, and learning about culture and nature. So ang pag-travel sa mga lugar nga forest o mountains kay dili lang siya about sa kanang mag-enjoy sa nature. It's all about kanang protektahan sad nato ang environment ba, and kanang suportahan ng mga local communities nga magkuan sad mag-learn sa ilahang mga culture. So nature-based tourism, why it's a subset? So nature-based tourism subset because it's a big category. It includes all travel activities that involves nature, such as hiking, camping, or beach trips. So for example, kay kanang ningadto ka sa national park, then ningadto ka para mag-enjoy sa ilahang sa palibot. Ecotourism, why it's a subset? So ecotourism is a subset because it's a smaller part of that category, focusing on being eco-friendly and sustainable. So for example, if you visit the park with a guide who teaches you about conservation and your visit helps support local people. So that's the example of ecotourism. So in conclusion, ecotourism is a responsible way of enjoying nature that protects the environment and support local communities. Make it a special part of nature-based tourism. And that's all.
Ecotourism is a form of sustainable tourism that focuses especially on travel to natural areas, prioritizing environmental conservation, the well-being of local communities, and educational experiences about nature and culture. Ang ecotourism is usa ka organisasyon nga permi nakatuon or nakafocus sa pag-guide sa mga turista like sa lain-lain nga lugar or attraction. Ay upat ka aspect ang tourism sustainable, which is 1. Environmental conservation. Active mo trabaho to conserve the natural environment. 2. Local community well-being. Mag-provide og economic advantages og mga magbuhat sa mga decision. 3. Education of interpretation. Mag-provide og both experience and tourist learning about sa environmental local culture. 4. sustainable management. Sila ang maghatag og unsay mga kinahanglan sa turista like accommodation, pagkaon, etc.
So, core principles of ecotourism. Now, let's talk about the main principles of ecotourism. So, these are the rules or values we follow to make tourism good and safe for the environment. So, the first one, we have the minimize impact. We should lessen our negative effects on nature. Travel should not damage nature. So, dili mo patakaglabi ang mga basura, dili magdahot sa mga tanom or hayop. So, small actions like bringing resourceable bottles or staying on the path can really help a lot. So, the second one is build awareness and respect. Ecotourism helps people learn and respect the environment and the culture. So, pagtuon sa pagrespeto, so mo gani ang pinaka-importante yun. So, we should respect the rules, beliefs, and ways of local people. Kung mag-travel ta, so magkabanata o magrespeto. So the third one, we have the provide positive experiences. So both tourists and locals should benefit and enjoy. So ang turista kay malinaw, mga taga-local makag-benefit sad. So tourists gain new learning and locals earn income. So walay talo, so malipay gid ang tanan. So the fourth one is financial benefits for conservation. So the money from the tourists should be used to help protect the environment. So for example, park fees can be used for planting trees or saving animals. So ang kwarta gikan sa mga turista gamiton aron mapaayo ang environment. So the fifth one is support and empower local people. So locals should be part of the tourism project. So dapat sila mapil sa mga plano ug makabaton og trabaho. So this gives them pride and help them protect their place. So, mga taga-local nga tao, so mahimong bida gyud sila kaugalingon na lugar. So, the sixth one is use low impact infrastructure. So, buildings and facilities should be eco-friendly and simple. So, dili kinahanglan bongga, basta dili lang makadao sa environment. Using bamboo, wood, or solar power is better than using cement and plastic.
Hello everyone, I am Rose Rama and I am the next reporter. So before proceeding first to the topic, let's talk about first what is eco and tourist. So eco comes from the word ecology, which is the study of how living things like humans, animals, and plants interact with their environment. And tourist, I think everyone knows about tourists, right? It is a person who travels to another place for fun, adventure, learning or relaxation. So, what if we combine those two, the eco and the tourist? So right now, let's talk about the eco-tourist and what are their goals. So, an eco-tourist is a traveler who visits natural places like forests, mountains, beaches, or wildlife areas to enjoy and learn about nature while making sure they do not harm the environment or the local community. So, in mga simple terms pa is ang eco-tourist kuno kay maunang someone nga mag-care para sa nature while sila nag-travel. Wala sila niadto para for fun. They also want to protect the environment, respect local culture, and help local people. So, for example, you visit the Banawi rice terraces. You're not just there to take pictures, but also to learn how the locals farm rice. Nagbayad kag mga souvenirs na gibuhat sa kanang mga local dito nga mga tao. Then, nag-avoid sa kag damage sa mga area. So, in short, you are an eco-tourist. Right? So, here's are some goals of an eco-tourist. Number 1, enjoy nature responsibly. Number 2, learn about wildlife, plants, and culture. Number 3, protect the environment. And number 4, support local communities. So again, ecotourists travel with respect for nature and culture, helping preserve the site while supporting local people. That's all. Thank you.
Hey to everyone, I'm Kaname Chinutikan. I am a group one. My topic is categories of ecotourists. What are ecotourists? Ecotourists are travelers who visit natural areas responsibly, aiming to experience nature, protect the environment, and support local communities. But not all ecotourists behave the same way. That's why we classify them into different categories based on their interest, motivation, and level of involvement. These are the categories of ecotourist. Main categories of ecotourist: hard tourist, highly commitment to nature and conversation, travel to remote or protected areas, participate in serious activities like wildlife research, forest trekking, or conservation programs. They want aesthetic and educational experiences. Kadoha, example, a traveler volunteering to protect sea turtles or study wildlife in a rainforest. Kadoha, soft ecotourism. They enjoy nature but prefer comfort and guided tours, interest in low risk, and the relaxing nature activities. Support eco practices but not deeply involved. Example: tourists who go bird watching, visit waterfalls, or stay eco lodges. Katulong. Purposeful ecotourism. Their main goal is to learn and connect with nature and local culture. Often college students, researchers, nature lovers, or cultural explorers. They seek knowledge and meaningful experiences. Example: students studying marine biodiversity or learning indigenous traditions. Kaupat is casual ecotourists. Nature is not their main focus. They visit eco sites for leisure and sightseeing. They might join nature tours for fun, photos, or relaxation. Contributes to tourism. Example: someone visits a national park during vacation just to take photo pictures. And lastly, 5 is accidental or social ecotourist. They do not internationally choose ecotourism. They join eco activities because they are included in a group tours or suggestion by friends or family. Example: a traveler who joins a mangrove tours because it's part of travel package. Ecotourism can be grouped into different types depending on their interest and involvement in nature. Hard ecotourism deeply commitment to conversation, nature's adventure, while soft and casual ecotourists prefer comfortable and guided experience. Purposeful ecotourists travel to learn, while accidental ecotourists join eco activities without planning to. Understanding these categories help in designing a better ecotourism program that protect the environment and support local communities. That's all. Thank you. Good morning.
Good day and mabuhay everyone. I am Javier Sofia T. Delphine and I am here to report about the topic that was given to me, which is about ecotourism versus mass tourism. So when we talk about traveling, it's good to know the different ways on how we can do it. Two big types are ecotourism and mass tourism. So please allow me to give you a sneak peek of the definition of the two. So ecotourism, or when we talk about ecotourism, it's all about taking care of our nature and helping the people who live in that particular place or destination. On the other hand, mass tourism is usually about a lot of people going to popular places or destination without thinking too much about what happens to the environment. So this report will explain what's the difference about these two. So first, let me define what does ecotourism means. So ecotourism is a way to travel where you visit natural places, just like sa kong giingon ganiha, and try to be responsible. Kanang about just sa pag-protect or protecting these places, and also sa pag-help with sa mga tao or locals na nagpuyoan ang lugar. So ang main nga idea ani is to make sure that when we travel to a place or destination nga ganahan ta mo adto, also if ni travel na ka ana ang lugar, of course we should really be responsible enough to help the environment and the local culture instead of damaging it. The example of ecotourism is kana galing nag-decide ninyo ang circle of friends nga mag-hiking sa usa ka national park with a local nga tour guide which is taga-adto ra sad sa inyong ngadtuan. So this local guides or tour guide kay daghan gyud sila rather og nahibalaan about ana nga particular places or destination which is ang national park if katong for example lang kanang and the money or the fee that you and your friends paid will help the locals to work rather in that place to support their families and also to keep the park or the national park rather in good shape. So this kind of tourism, which is ecotourism, makes sure that the nature rather stays beautiful and majestic as it is, and the local community will benefit. So the next one is the mass. So the next one is the mass tourism. So mass tourism is when a lot of people go to the same popular places or destinations, often at the same time of a month or year. So ang mass tourism kay pinakasikat or the most popular form of tourism because it is often the cheapest way or pinakabaratong way to experience a holiday since na may specific time nga magdungan gyud ang mga tourists, travelers or visitors sa pagbakasyon. And it is frequently sold as a package deal. So namang giuban nga airlines nga naa sila specific time or year nga since daghan daghan man sila di na sila time nga kuan gali siya mga promos ing ana. So morning ni kuan sa mass tourism nga murag nagkuan siya kanang mostly ana nga time kay daghang ni visit kay ang mga tourists kay nag-base pod sa kanang or ni kuan sad pod ni avail sa mga promos nga na sa usa ka airlines or sa usa ka place. So often kani nga type of tourism which is mass tourism kay doesn't really think like wala na sila naghuna-huna ang uban ug unsa gali ang mga bad effects or bad things that could happen to the environment or to the local communities. The example of mass tourism is to try to imagine gali kanang crowded beaches with daghan og resorts like kanang as in nagdaghan yun sila ba crowded, literally crowded kay kanang where daghan nga tourists ang mo go there para mag-relax kay daghan sa resorts o saraan naka kuan. So katong nga mga places can create a lot of trash or basura, use up a lot of resources, and lastly ang pinaka alarming kay ang madamage nila ang natural beauty sa kanang lugar or destination. Also, ang mga local people might not get much nga kwarta kay since kasagaran mapadung siya sa mga big companies. So basically, ecotourism and mass tourism are very different gyud. Kay ang ecotourism man is about protecting the nature and helping local communities, while ang mass tourism can often harm both. So if ato adyo pilion or i-choose ang ecotourism, we can travel good in a way nga makatabang sa ato a planet and sa mga people nga nagpuyo or mga locals nga nagpuyoan ang particular places or area. Making sure these beautiful places or destinations stay around for a long time. And I think that's it for my presentation.
The development of ecotourism as an industry. Ecotourism began in the 1970s to 1980s as a response to the negative effects of mass tourism, with an emphasis on conserving nature and respecting local cultures. By the 1990s, it gained recognition worldwide, supported by organizations like the International Ecotourism Society, and many governments started promoting it as a tool for sustainable development. In the 2000s, ecotourism expanded into a global industry, especially in biodiversity-rich countries such as Costa Rica and the Philippines. The United Nations even declared 2002 the International Year of Ecotourism, further encouraging eco-friendly travel. Today, ecotourism continues to grow as travelers seek sustainable experiences. With climate change concerns and rising environmental awareness, the industry now focuses on conservation, reducing carbon footprints, and supporting local communities. So as we all know, kaning ecotourism is nagsugod siya katong 1970s to 1980s hangtod naggrow siya until 2000s, which is ang mga biodiversity rich countries kay like Costa Rica and the Philippines kay nagtinabangay pod, and the United Nations nagdeclare og International Year of Ecotourism kadtong pagka 2002. And karon hangtod sa panahon nato karon na present day, nagpadayon siya sa pag-grow, ginasuportaran kanang ecotourism na makatabang gihapon siya for sustainable development sa ato ang mga tourist spots. That's all.
Good day and mabuhay everyone. I am Adrian Muting Palangus. So today I will be present an overview of ecotourism based on our study materials. So here it is. First, let's talk about the ecotourism. So ecotourism is a specific subset of nature based on tourism. So basically, ecotourism is focused on responsible travel to natural areas. And when we talk about ecotourism being considered as a form of sustainable tourism, it is because of it aims to balance environmental conservation with our tourist activities, as it promotes practices and that protect natural resources and cultural heritage, while allowing tourists to enjoy and learn from natural environments. Next is the principles of ecotourism. As mentioned by my groupmates, there are key principles that guide ecotourism, and this includes minimizing environmental impact, building environmental and cultural awareness and respect, providing positive experience for both visitors and hosts, providing direct financial benefits for conservation, supporting local communities economically and socially. Ito siya mga key principles. Now, when we talk about ecotourism, of course, the people that participate in this tour are called the ecotourists. In other words, ecotourists are the travelers who seek explore natural areas and responsibly. They tend to be environmentally conscious and prefer activities that do not harm ecosystem. Ecosystem? Ecotourism has also basic categories. So ecotourism can be categorized based on their motivation, behaviors, and levels of environmental awareness. Some may be casual nature lover, while others dedicated to conservation supporters. When we talk ecotourism versus mass tourism, is it quite understandable that there are key comparison between ecotourism and mass tourism? Saan ako dapit? Mass tourism, pusa. I'm back. So, when we talk ecotourism versus mass tourism, it is quite understandable that there are key comparison between ecotourism and mass tourism. Ecotourism focuses on small-scale, low-impact travel, while mass tourism often involves in large numbers of tourists, leading to environmental degradation of cultural disruption. Additionally, ecotourism promotes sustainability, whereas mass tourism can prioritize profit over preservation. And lastly, our topic also covers the development of ecotourism and its influence on the tourist industry and local economies. So, development of ecotourism and industry impact has said that growth of ecotourism has influenced the tourist industry by practices and creating opportunities for local communities. It also raises awareness about environmental issues and support conservation efforts. That's all. Thank you all.